All right, good morning, everyone. I know you all can hear me, even though some of you can't say anything for now because of the settings of the Zoom call, but I believe you all can hear me. So if you can hear me, just click the raise hand button. Click the raise hand button if you can hear me. Awesome, good. That's awesome. Thanks for joining the class. So this is by CEDS, that's the Center for Entrepreneurial Development Studies, Covenant University. And this is your EDS class. I'll clear the low, I'll lower all your hands now, and I'm going to ask a question. How many of you are in 100 level? If you're in 100 level, raise your hand. Click raise hand. 100 level, just raise your hand. Just 100 level only. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Now, if you are in, I'll lower the hands now. If you are in 200 level, raise your hand. Okay, quite a number of you. All right. So that's good. So it's glad to have you guys, and we thank God for keeping everyone safe and for the awesome time that we've had in this whole process of lockdown. I hope that you guys have been able to maximize the whole season, and I hope you're having amazing times in your class. So for CEDS, CEDS is ensuring that every one of you have your EDS class to continue and not stop. And that's why we're using this platform. And we are combining both 100 level and 200 level. We might most likely do the same thing for 300 level, 400 level, and 500 level, just to make sure that things go smoothly. Okay, so we're going to start with this class, and I hope that you guys will be able to get a number of things from it. By the way, just by way of addition, note that the capacity of the class is already full, and there is a link, YouTube link that is there that we put in the chat section in order to help anyone who is not able to get in through here. So share the YouTube link that is in the chat section. It has just been sent now by CDS. Send the link to your other colleagues who may not be able to enter the class so that they can also join via YouTube. There's also a chat section via YouTube where they can also ask their questions. Okay, so through such platforms, they can also ask their questions there. And CEDS managed by Mr. Dami Lola Awolaja. Please follow the chat section on YouTube so that anyone who has any question there, you can get my attention on that, just to make sure that we are carrying everybody along. So welcome to the EDS class. Okay.
So go to CDS mode.
Okay, so let's start with prayer. Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for the privilege you have to have this class for the 100 level and 200 level students of Covenant University, even EDS for 100 level and 200 level. We give you praise for the holiday. Thank you for the whole lockdown, because everything is working together for our good. We give you praise in the name of Jesus. Now we're having this class, and we pray that you make it most productive for us and you make it most resourceful. I also pray that you inspire a lot of people to become the best that they can be, and you give them understanding by your spirit, and you take the praise in Jesus' precious name. All right, so we'll start the class quickly. You're all welcome. So we'll be looking at the entrepreneur as a factor of production today, and that's what's going to be the concept. I want start asking you, so what do you think about entrepreneurship? But maybe I should. But let's first of all maximize the time that we have at the beginning of this class so that we can get a lot of things done. Okay. So let's just proceed. So if you remember the whole idea behind factors of production, you know that one of the basic things, or some of the basic things that you've been taught in your schooling is the factors of production. I mean, your secondary schooling. And I believe you can still remember things around that. But I'll be sharing that from a different perspective today, because we're going to be exploring the entrepreneurial perspective on the subject of the factors of production, okay? And so that's the direction with which we're going to move in. There's a Q&A section there. Please ask me genuine questions. Don't just ask questions because they're trying to test the platform we're using. Ask questions so that as many as we can answer, we'll try to answer. There's a Q&A button there. Use the Q&A button to ask your questions, all right? Okay. So this is how we're going to begin.
Dr. Stevens.
Yes, please.
Hello.
I can hear you.
There's an
Who is
echo
talking
going
to
on
me?
in the background.
Oh, okay, really? Echo of my voice?
Yes.
Okay, so let me check what that is. All right. I think some of you have both your YouTube and your Zoom call also on, so it's going to be echoing. So do me a favor, kindly mute your YouTube so that you can follow me through the Zoom call if you are on the Zoom already. If you're in on Zoom already, just mute your YouTube, mute the speaker on YouTube. That's the speaker section on YouTube. Please mute it so that the sound is not conflicting with our own sound here. And this is to everybody, please, so that we don't have ourselves distracted. The YouTube link is for those who get the capacity of the Zoom room, okay? All right, so I think we can proceed now. If there's any question, so Dami, I'm from CDS. What you can do for me is this: just help me check out or whatever needs to be checked out and relate with them via the chat section, so that we can have a hate-free class that is not distracted. So let me just proceed with my class now, okay? Okay, so I started by sharing about this, and I said we'll be addressing entrepreneurs, the entrepreneur as a factor of production. So if you remember your basic studies, right from secondary school, there is this whole concept around the factors of production, and that's the perspective which we want to help you understand what entrepreneurship is and what you can do to become one. So I'll just raise so that we can buy as much time as possible. So it's all about prosperity, right? Whether at the national level or whether as a family or whether as an organization or individual, it's all about prosperity, right? We want to create prosperity. People want to be comfortable. Nations want to be comfortable. And that, of course, makes sense. The more comfortable you are, whether as a nation or as an individual or as an organization, the better for you because you're able to pursue the things you like to pursue and get lots of things done with your life and with the resources that you have. Why is it that certain people leave the countries that they're in and they move to other nations that seem to be comfortable? Possibly because of opportunities or maybe to have more comfortable lifestyles and all that. But it's not just about lifestyle, it's just about getting lots of things done. Because prosperity and wealth is not just to pursue what your desires are, but also to accomplish big things. For instance, Bill Gates is doing a lot of things with his resources now. Lots of persons are doing many things with their resources. But how exactly is prosperity created and how is wealth created? It's mostly done through entrepreneurship. And this class is aimed at helping you see that on how you can create prosperity through entrepreneurship. And that's why I'm introducing this class by saying it's actually about prosperity, right? And prosperity in our view simply refers to three things: values, opportunities, and wealth. The more values we create, the more prosperity we have. And value is anything people really want, what they're willing to pay for. They value it. The clothes are putting on, you value it. Your laptop, your devices, you value them. And usually you value them, you express that value by paying for them or by having them, by keeping them. All right. So another thing that expresses prosperity is opportunities. People love opportunities. They want to be comfortable, whether they be job opportunities, business opportunities, opportunity to get admission into the institution, and also wealth. Also, so these three things actually expresses what opportunities are. Now, what you can see on your screen, I don't know if you can see what the screen is. What you can see on your screen now is a true life story in Nigeria. And this is also to express the need for us to be very intentional about what we are doing, whether as individuals, as a university, and also as a nation as a whole, right? So this is a case study of something that really happened in Nigeria in 2014. So like you can see on the slide, it's an expression of a lack of opportunities. There are more persons looking for jobs than there are jobs available. And that's extremely risky. It explains why we have lots of issues around theft, corruption, crime, because smart people who are educated do get opportunities to add value to do the things that they need to do with their lives. So see the crowd in the Abuja Stadium that showed up for the Nigerian immigration job test in 2014, right? 125 applicants in Abuja and Lagos alone, not to talk of those who applied from other states in Nigeria. And all of them were trying to apply for just 4,500 jobs. Now in the process, certain things happened: struggles, stampedes, exhaustion. 16 were feared to be dead. That's the one that they were able to count. And lots of things really went bad that day. And what led to that? Lack of opportunities. And so question is, why the lack of opportunities? And what is the business of the entrepreneur in this? Okay, let's move further so we understand. So the entrepreneur is the agent responsible for creating opportunities. Okay, I showed you in this slide now that there's a lack of opportunities. And that's because of a shortage of an agent who is responsible for creating opportunities. And this we are sharing so that you can also see from the perspective of, so what can I do to see how I can advance the things that are around us? So how do we fix this problem of a lack of opportunities, and how do we attend to that? Okay. So the entrepreneur is the agent responsible for creating opportunities. He creates job opportunities, he creates business opportunities, he makes available opportunities that can help a lot of people, right? He or she is the one who has a dream to pursue. And in the process of pursuing the dream, he figures out, or she figures out, that he or she cannot accomplish that alone. So he has somebody to join him in the pursuit of that dream that he or she is trying to accomplish. Say, for instance, you want to start at Microsoft. You can't develop all the softwares, manage the HR, manage the marketing, and do all those things all alone. You need to get people to support you. In the process of getting people, you're employing them, you are creating job opportunities, you're creating value, you are creating solutions. In the process, you are creating wealth. So the whole exercises that revolve around the life of an entrepreneur basically is creating prosperity, which includes value, opportunities, and wealth. And so the more of these agents called the entrepreneur that we have, the more we're able to ensure that we create values and opportunities that will not let us experience things like you can see on the screen right now. That is the experience of what happened in 2014, where a number of persons didn't have the chance to enjoy job opportunities because the persons looking for jobs are way more than those jobs that are available. Now let's proceed. If the person who is responsible for creating opportunities is in short supply, and in this case, I mean, if the entrepreneur is in short supply, there's a big problem. Lots of things will go wrong in a society, right? And one of it is the lack of opportunities. So let's proceed. Now take a look at your screen. I want to believe that you can recognize a number of these people, right? So the question I'm going to ask you is this: do you recognize any of these people? That's Dangote over there, Michael Otedola, Tony Lumelu, Malaki Ja, Femi Otedola, Jimovia. these are Nigerian billionaires. I thought of putting the picture of certain foreign young billionaires, but I just felt it would be good to put Nigerian billionaires so that you can have an idea that it's possible to be a successful entrepreneur in Nigeria, an extremely successful entrepreneur in Nigeria. And we expect you to be so. That's why we teach EDS in Covenant University. And that's why of all the universities, you find out that in Covenant University, there are two unique courses. And that's because of what the university stands for. The university's mission is to raise a new generation of leaders. And to do that, we must have the addition that is beyond just what you learn in your various departments. And that's why we have entrepreneurship and we have the total man concept. And I hope you guys are able to do lots of things with it. And as we advance, I'll share with you what a number of persons have done, those who have graduated from this university, and the just they've created and the fortunes that they've made in the process and the problems they've solved in the whole process. Now, how much opportunities have these people, these 6 persons, how much opportunities have they created? Dangote has built an empire that has led to the creation of job opportunities for lots of people. Thousands of persons are working for the Dangote group, thousands of persons. So if he didn't start it, what will happen to those thousands of persons? Michael Tedola has an empire around the companies he has created in real estate, in commercial real estate properties development, in the company called Glow, that's Globacom, and a number of things that he had built. Tony Lumelu has a large controlling share in Transcorp and in UBA, and also is the owner and founder of the Tony Lumelu Foundation, as well as the Hearst Holding. Jimovia is the founder of Zenith Bank. Michael Tedola is the founder of Fort Oil. Now, just imagine the number of persons that are working for these organizations. Also think of the number of businesses that are supplying 1 or 2 things to these organizations. Think of the volume of wealth they've created in the process. Think of the number of families that have benefited because one of their relatives works for the organizations founded by these persons. Now think about it from your own viewpoint and see if you actually create and build something, how many persons will you be helping? How much problems will you be solving? To what extent will you be addressing the challenge of graduate unemployment? And how much will you be able to improve the value and worth of this nation and continent? This is just to help you see the impact you can make by choosing to become an entrepreneur or to think entrepreneurially in an existing organization. So would you like to join this league of people to help create more opportunities and to make the world a better place? So what will you do to accomplish your own field of greatness? If I'll advise you to think of the path of entrepreneurship. I'll advise you to do that, because that's one quick platform by which you can express and fulfill your potentials and be able to accomplish your field of greatness. Now, this is Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, and look at what he said, because, and this came in afterwards because it's necessary to help you understand that though it may look hard, it will be a bigger risk for not taking that path of trying to pursue that which God has impressed in your heart to do, that empire, that entrepreneurship business, that venture that you're supposed to build and make happen. It's a bigger risk not to take the risk of starting something. Even if you fail, you would have learned from failing, right? So it's what Mark said. He said the biggest risk is not taking any risk. In a world that's changing really quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risk. So take the risk, right? It's walking by faith, living by faith, taking steps of faith, right? So before I proceed, I would like you to see 3 skills that you must have before you graduate from college. Before you leave Covenant University, there are 3 skills you must have, that you have to have. If you are going to live a life of relevance, if you are going to be valuable in the world, if you are going to do meaningful things with your life, and if you're going to be a real asset, and if you're going to be very comfortable, 3 skills you must have. And I'm going to share that here, right? Now, this is the first. The first one is called technical skills. Now, technical skills are skills that you want to acquire, and that's why I came to the university, right? So think of whatever you're studying in your department, those things are aimed at helping you build technical skills in that particular field, whether it's mechanical engineering, whether it is physics, whether it is computer science or economics or accounting, whatever it is, all those things you can categorize and bring under technical skills. And these that I've mentioned are even the formal technical skills. We also have the informal technical skills, like the person who wants to learn how to bake, or the mechanic by the roadside, the way they learn might be informal, but all those can also be taken as technical skills. So this is the kind of skill that your formal education prepares you for. It's called specialization, right? And the whole idea is to drive this agenda called the division of labor. That is to equip people to become experts in their various fields and let them stay there. Let them become experts in the fields that they're training for. And so universities have been built to help people build their technical skills in their various fields. That's why you in economics, you're not working on what's in engineering, except you're trying to do that on your own and yourself, teaching yourself in that field. Okay. Now, example is accounting, engineering, architecture, economics, right? And like I mentioned, there's also the informal version where we have the roadside mechanic learning how to be a mechanic. Is also technical skill. Okay. So this is just to express what technical skill means. But technical skill alone will not be enough to help you succeed and survive in life. And I'll explain why. And this is not just a theoretical statement. This is a fact. From my experience, a fact also from the feedback I get from industry and a couple of my friends who also run their own companies and what they've shared about the greatest gaps that they have. So they have said that Nigerian graduates are actually not employable because they lack the next one I'm about to share with you, which is called life skills. They have learned a number of things from school, but they lack the ability to communicate, to lead, to take initiatives. A number of them still need to be supervised to get things done. So if you see what you have on your screen, life skills refer to the kind of skills that you need to relate with the world and be valuable to others in life, right? They include communication skills, the ability to communicate effectively, networking skills, the ability to connect with people and maximize such relationships, right? The ability to cooperate with people. You know, it's a paradox that in school somehow you are taught to work in isolation, but in the real world you're supposed to work in collaboration, and collaboration is a vital ingredient if you're going to be successful in the real world, because in the real world we make and build things that make money through collaboration, and that's why cooperation also is categorized as one of the life skills. All right. Another skill you can consider life skills are leadership skills, paying attention to details, doing things with excellence, not just rushing over things and just doing things, but also considering that for everything you do, your name is on it and your work is your name, meaning you value your reputation. And that's how you pay attention to details. These are life skills, right? And it also includes problem solving, the ability to find out what the problem is and solve the problem. So unfortunately, most minds, which constitute roughly about 85%, when they see problems, what they do basically is to complain about problems. Smarter minds who understand what life skills are, what they do basically is to solve problems. So when they see problems, try to solve them, right? So everything we consider a product is the outcome of solving a problem. If, for instance, somebody figures out the solution to coronavirus, that solution will come out in form of a product. That is problem solving. Somebody solved the problem of mobility by making a car. Someone solved the problem of energy by helping us to figure out sources of energy, whether it be solar energy or energy through hydro or whatever means that it could be. So it's our problem solving. Now, so life skills actually refers to the kind of skills that employers complain many Nigerian graduates lack. And you don't want to add to that group. You want to come out clean. You want to graduate from Covenant University having life skills. And unfortunately, you don't learn life skills in the classroom. It's not like how you learn your economics, your engineering, your computer science, and the rest of the things that you do that refers to technical skills. Those are technical skills. Life skills are skills that you have to teach yourself. Although in Covenant University, we're trying to help you build that through platforms like TMC and EDS. But more importantly, you also need to do that and learn that by yourself. For instance, I also graduated from Covenant University 2007, and I taught myself a lot of life skills. So my routine was then I wake up in the morning like 6 a.m., get to the class, start work before work, start work during work time, and continue work after work time. So 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., usually the class periods are within that range. And before that time, I try to do my morning devotion, which is part of my routine. And I read a couple of things. During free periods, I don't go to the Hall of Residence because Every time I go to the Hall of Residence, my bed literally is calling me, calling me. My bed is calling me, come, come, And so one of the ways I try to discipline myself is to keep myself from going to the hall until I can maximize the time to make myself. So what I did basically was to go to the library during free periods. That is, anytime I finish a class, I take advantage of the free periods and I go to the library. And I'm reading books, by Brian Tracy, by John Maxwell. I'm learning about communication, how to set goals and hit targets. I'm learning about the psychology of success. I'm learning how to plan and budget. How do I plan and budget resources? How do I manage board meetings if I start my own company? What exactly do I need to do? I know that I'm not being taught in the classroom, which I need to succeed in life. So these are life skills. Okay. I think there's a mic that is stopping me over there. I don't know whose mic is that. That is who? Can you all hear me? Okay. If you can hear me, please raise your hand. I need to be sure you can hear me. If you can hear me, please just raise your hand. Raise your hand. Awesome. Good. Thank you. I just need to be sure that you guys are here with me. And like I said, if you have any question, please use the Q&A button to ask your question. So let's proceed. Since you're getting me, I'm really glad that you are getting me. So let's just proceed. Now you know that there are three skills, although I've not shared with you the third one. I'm going to share with you the third one now. The first one is technical skills. You are already learning that in school through your lessons from your various departments, which is good, but it's not good enough. To succeed in life, you need life skills. Google, for instance, now is recruiting people without degrees. All they are looking for is the ability for them to learn quickly, have various skills, some technical skills, and life skills also. And I'm going to share with you the third one also. So you must be able to step up your game and make yourself a lot more competitive if you're the kind who wants to work for someone before you start your own company. And if you want to start your own company, then you must start aggressively from now while you're in school to start, build, learn, fail from the process. Learn. The best time to fail is now, not after you graduate. The best time to fail is now. So fail now starting the company. Learn how to lead, learn how to develop products, take advantage of the opportunities available on the Hebron Startup Lab platform until you can scale your performance. Okay, so let's go to the third kind of skill, which is the entrepreneurial skills. Now, this is really unique, really, really unique. At this level, you are thinking more exceptionally than other people. So this is the kind that makes you see problems differently. So what others see and they complain about, you see as an opportunity. And so you solve and you find how to make money from solving problems. It's a kind of thinking. It's a mindset, right? It helps you to engage yourself and others to create prosperity. So as I mentioned, it's a mindset that includes guts, right? That's courage to start something. You have an idea, you're not just having the idea on paper in your head and only you knows about it, but rather you are able to summon the courage to start, ask for help, put resources together, risk your own money and resources to build something, right? It requires guts, it requires curiosity, the ability to ask questions. There is power in asking questions on how can this work? Most products are developed by questioning. So every tech company, they always build new versions by asking questions on how best can we improve this particular product, okay? Entrepreneurial skills also includes failing fast. And that's why I said the best time to fail is now while you're in school. Failing fast, that is you start something, you build, it may work. If it works, awesome, that's good. If it doesn't work, wow, you've learned quickly how it doesn't work and you quickly learn from the failure and you improve on it. Or you start something based on what you've learned from what you built, right? While you still maintain focus, right? It also includes team building. One is too small the number to achieve anything meaningful. If you're going to build an empire, then you need people. I've never seen an empire or a big company or a multi-million-dollar company that is one person. There are people there. And whatever has made such company great is because those who started it have the ability to lead and work with teams and build people. So team building also represents entrepreneurial skills. Also, the ability to innovate, particularly in this world where in the knowledge economy, you either innovate or you die, right? If you're not innovating, someone is presently doing something that will render what you currently have or what you're currently doing obsolete. And that's why the mighty fall. That's why Encarta no longer exists. That's why Nokia is not successful. That's why Kodak is dead, because you innovate or you die. Someone is presently building something that render what you're currently doing obsolete. So innovation must be part of your life skills, or rather entrepreneurial skills. Okay. It also involves creating. It involves selling. It's not enough for you to be an excellent innovator, creator, or developer, or developer of products, right? You must have the ability to market them and sell them. If you're not selling, money is not coming in. It's when you sell that money comes in, okay? And also it includes the ability to identify problems and profit from solving them. That's what problem profiting actually means, all right? So 3 skills you must have before you graduate, and you have to be determined to have these skills. You'll be cheating yourself if you graduate from Covenant University with only technical skills. You'll really be cheating yourself. I believe a lot of you came to Covenant University to learn beyond technical skills. You must learn how to build life skills, and you must learn how to also build your entrepreneurial skills. And you should at least start something on campus and start a company. Whether it succeeds or fails is not the issue. It's about what you will learn from the process. If it succeeds, better for you. After all, we've had a number of companies, some of which I'll show you, which started from Covenant University, and they're not successful now. Softcom is one of them. It's a multi-million-dollar company right now, and it started in 2007 in Covenant University. The 2 co-founders started that on this campus. Didn't make sense, but now it makes sense. A lot of Covenant University students, graduates rather, now work there. They have about 200 plus employees. Just this last year, they took all of them to Dubai for training, for company retreat. Every year they take their employees out of the country. And it started on this campus 2007. So you can start something here. If it works, fine. If it doesn't work, well, you would have learned how it will work and you start your next company. For instance, PiggyVest didn't start from Covenant University, but it was founded by 3 Covenant University graduates. The first company they started on this campus didn't succeed, but they had learned from the process. So the lessons from those companies they started served as experiences that they were used to, that they used to build PiggyVest. So PiggyVest is now a successful company, not because that was their first company, but because the lessons they learned from the failing of the ones they started made PiggyVest a huge success. If PiggyVest was the first they started, it most likely have died if they were using the experiences that they used to crash the first company. And that's why you don't lose anything for starting while you're still on campus. Rather, you gain a lot. Now, the factors of production. This refers to how things are made, and I'm going to be sharing this from the entrepreneurial perspective, okay? It's about producing, right? And that's what entrepreneurship is about. It's about producing. After all, why do they even call it the factors of production? That is, what are the things you need to produce something, whether it's be a product or a service, a software, an app, a service, whatever it is, right? So for us to say, for us to build this device, for instance, now, what does it take to build this device? We need land, a workspace to begin to manufacture this, okay? What again do we need? We need people, labor, to put this in together, to monitor the whole operations, right? What again do we need? We need machines, resource, we need capital, we need machineries, we need equipment, that's capital, right? To ensure that this is put together. What else do we need? We need the entrepreneur to organize the whole process, right? So that's why the entrepreneur is called the organizer of the other factors of production. And I'm going to add the fifth factor of production, which is knowledge, ideas. And that's where innovation comes from. We're in the knowledge economy, and so there is the need to have the fifth factor of production, which is knowledge. And that's why a number of companies have departments called R&D departments, and the mission of such departments is to create new knowledge, to bring about new solutions, new products as a result of research and development. For those of you who use the iPhone or any Apple device, there is this software there called Siri. That's the AI assistant of Apple devices. Siri is a product of research developed by researchers in Stanford University, all from research and development. And so the outcome of research and development is knowledge. So knowledge has been considered a factor of production. So if you ask yourself, what exactly are they making? Knowledge-based products. They're not extracting gold or oil from the ground. They're extracting knowledge. So the minds of their people are the gold mines. And that's how they get and build resources, which is good and healthy for an organization as well as a nation. Because if you think of prosperous nations that already have natural resources like Nigeria, crude oil and all that, somehow there's this psychological laziness because something is available, they don't work. They don't value people and tap into the wealth of minds in the hearts and minds of their people. So what does Japan have? Nothing but the brains of the people. What does South Korea have? Nothing but the brains of the people. South Korea is responsible for products like Samsung. They're the largest shipbuilding nation in the world. Think of cars like Daewoo or Kia or Hyundai. All that's South Korea. Okay. So we should think of how we can build wealth from knowledge. Look at the top 10 wealthiest people in the world, as well as the top 10 wealthiest companies in the world. They're all knowledge-based companies, right? Think of Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook. Think of Bill Gates. Even Warren Buffett, who was dealing in tangibles before now, he has started investing in knowledge-based companies. 10 years ago, the top 10 wealthiest companies in the world were all companies, and I have statistics on this, all companies, banks, and just one knowledge-based company, and that was Microsoft. Fast forward 10 years after, that's today, the top 10 wealthiest companies are knowledge-based companies. Amazon, Google, Facebook. Just think of the top 10 knowledge-based organizations. And this is just to say the importance of knowledge or ideas and innovation in the whole process of development. Okay. So the entrepreneur creates prosperity. He or she does this by employing the factors of production. So if he's in short supply, what happens? It means the factors of production are not employed. Land is not employed. It's just there barren. If it's not in adequate supply, it means people will be unemployed because they are not pursuing their dreams. And so how many persons will you render jobless if you don't pursue your dream of starting something and building something and creating opportunities for people, right? So he or she does this. If the entrepreneur doesn't pursue his dream, it means resources will be available for evil and corrupt people to steal. Because what the entrepreneur does is to take idle resources and create more wealth with it. That's what capital is. So he or she does this by employing the factors of production. So the entrepreneur employs the factors of production, whether they be resources, material resources, human resources, financial resources, and ideas, to produce products and services that yield income and wealth. So they employ these things to create further wealth. Okay. Now, let's now flip the discussion. So why do economies fail? And what will happen if the kind of person to employ people, financial resources, concepts, and materials, what will happen if this person is in short supply? That is what will happen if the entrepreneur is in short supply. Of course, a lack of prosperity. So look at Nigeria. What's wrong? Either we don't have adequate entrepreneurs to create prosperity, or we have self-employed people who are not entrepreneurs. And there are more opportunities on ground than there are, or rather there are more people on ground looking for opportunities than there are opportunities. And so we need people to create opportunities, okay? I hope you all are getting me. If you're getting me, please do me a favor, just raise your hand. I need to be sure that I'm not talking to myself. Okay, awesome, good. CDS, please help mute your mic. I'm hearing background sound from there. Okay, so let's proceed. Just a second. Okay, so let's proceed. Now, what you can see on the screen is a fact. Every year in Nigeria, approximately 200,000 young people seek admission into colleges, approximately. And this is every single year, every single year. Now, out of that 2 million number, 500,000 of them get into higher education institutions and colleges. Okay? CADS, please mute your mic.
Okay.
Okay. Now, out of that number, 500,000 get into higher education institutions. Now, take note, it means 1.5 million young people have been relegated. And there's huge danger in that, because if you don't give people the chance to pursue their dreams, like we understand, an idle mind is a devil's workshop, right? That's where crime is born. That's where corruption is born. That's why a typical young person can wish that if I can just have a day to become the president of this nation, the amount that I may steal. And that's a very wrong mindset. Okay, very, very wrong mindset because of the way the system is. And so we are trying to, at Covenant University, build the kinds of persons that will be able to serve as agents to fix these problems. And it requires an entrepreneurial and leadership mind to be able to do that. And that's why your training as a Covenant University student is completely different from other kinds of trainings in other institutions. I'm a graduate of Covenant University, so it might not look nice, the process might not look cool, but in the end, I think you're going to like yourself for it. So 2 million people seeking admission into higher education institutions or colleges, 500,000 of them get in. After the 500,000, approximately 500,000 also graduate from the college. From the 500,000 that graduates, this is every year, by the way, only about 50% of that number, that's 251,000 of them get employed. Now, what happens to the 249? The jobs are not available to meet all the needs because there's an agent, a category of people who are in short supply, who are not creating jobs because they're not pursuing their dreams, or maybe the environment does not allow them to pursue their dreams. So we have to figure out how to fix this problem differently. Now, this does talk about the 1.5 persons that didn't even get a chance to get into college. So we need to even rethink how we educate people and build talents. Okay. The reduction of opportunities is owing to wrong education and the lack of capacity to create opportunities. And so you are here in this class because we trust that you'll be able to join the league in helping to create opportunities. So what makes a nation great? Well, entrepreneurship. Think of the US. The United States of America was built on the backs of entrepreneurs. Not today, from years ago. From years ago. What is making the American economy successful is entrepreneurs. China was a closed economy before. They didn't value entrepreneurship that much. But the moment they opened up their economy and allowed some form of capitalism in their economy, and the entrepreneurs started to pursue their dreams and to build things, China also started getting prosperous. Entrepreneurship is actually what makes a nation great. So now let me share with you cheap ways or simple ways with which you can build your entrepreneurial capabilities from where you are. Basically, how can you start from here? How can you start from where you are? So here are a few things. Number one, start a startup, start a company, start a startup company, start something. And like I shared with you before, the idea is to be able to learn. But who knows, from that learning process, it could be something really big, like I shared regarding Softcom earlier on, right? Start something. Start by finding a problem to solve, because businesses that last are the ones that actually solve problems. What is solving a problem? You see something that's not working. When you begin to hear people complain about a particular thing, it tells you that people don't like it. So what you want to find out is, will people willing to pay for it if you bring you the solution? As an entrepreneur, you go figure out the solution. You build the solution in form of a product and you sell it. So you're selling a solution, you're solving a problem. So start by finding a problem to solve. Next, create a unique solution or a product or a service to that problem and ship, that is, ship to market, sell, in exchange for money that you need to rebuild, plow the money back into the business and build. Learn in the process, learn from the successes. Let that motivate you to keep going. In the process, learn from the failures so that you can find out how exactly should I not do this next time, right? Whatever you learn, use it to build your dream, use it to build the future. More importantly, maximize your youth, because this is where you're energetic, you're creative, and you can do a lot more. And this is some piece of advice. One of the reasons why I encourage you to start before you graduate is that you can get the best of partners, co-founders, and supporters while you are still in school. By the time you graduate, one is in Port Harcourt, another one is in Abuja, one is in Lagos. Thank you for technology, we can do a number of things remotely, but for the head start, you guys need to really sit down, sit up, and nail things and make things happen. And this is for you, right? Number two thing you should do, find a startup to volunteer in to learn for the sake of learning, because you need to know how a startup works. You need to know how a venture works. You need to know how a business works, right? You grow when you learn by doing. I learned a lot by volunteering, because you don't just learn by sitting and reading. Reading alone just gives you knowledge. Sitting in this class, for instance, is giving you knowledge. But knowledge is not adequate enough. You need to go from knowledge to experience. That is, you're able to practicalize the things you've learned, and it becomes an experience. It becomes part of you, right? You don't win battles by reading how to shoot guns or how to boycott people. No. After learning, you go to the battlefield, then you fight, and then you win battles. You increase your giving capacity by giving your time to learn and to grow. So build your track record in the process of helping others. I started a foundation called EduStart, and on that platform, there are a number of persons who volunteer. It's a foundation. It's called EduStart Global Foundation, and a number of I have a 400 level student there. We have a 300 level students there, and these are students. Immediately, I told them to put you on their LinkedIn on what they do, so they're already building their track record. Because now, for those who want to start working somewhere, they will ask you how many years experience you have. How many years experience exactly do you have? You're expected to have at least 2. A smaller mind will say, man, I just graduated, we don't see 2. And they will ask you what you've been doing during your holidays and what you've been doing during your free time. In this tech age, are you saying that there's no place where you can volunteer? Begin to build your track record. It's not about CVs anymore, it's about your track record. That is, what have you done? Not what certificates do you have. What exactly have you done? Okay, that's crucial. Now, I don't know if you have questions. Okay, I can see some questions in the Q&A section. I'm going to answer you on that very quickly. Just hold on. I'll answer you very soon. Let's just proceed and see how much we can cover. All right, so I promised I was going to share this. So some companies started by Covenant University graduates. We have Very Campus. Very Campus, I remember quite clearly, even that name was created in my office. Not this office, there was a particular office I was using before. This was founded by a couple of students in Covenant University. They graduated in 2012. Sean Olabi was the leader of the team. So I was mentoring him and his other colleagues then. And so the company has evolved in a number of ways. In fact, the one they created then was called BerryTrack. And the solution was around tagging laptops and solving the problems around the theft of laptops. So they were going to build a solution that will tag each laptop and see to it that anytime the laptop is going to leave the hall of residence or cross the gate, by the reason of certain sensors and technology, it will send a signal and somebody is going to receive a message and they'll be able to track exactly where the laptop is. So even if it's living campus, they'll know and they're able to follow and to trace. The idea was to solve the problem around the theft of laptops. They've created now. Maybe we need some persons who can also think of brighter and bigger ingenious solutions around that. The company now has metamorphosed to become an edtech company, and they're doing an amazing stuff. They have a presence in Europe and also in Nigeria. They're doing extremely well. I've shared with you about PiggyVest. They created in 2000 and 13, and they're doing extremely well. Softcom, I also shared that with you, 2007 set. Petit Save, someone who finished from architecture with an existing senior partner, started Petit Save. NAC, maybe some of you know NAC, it's a fashion brand. Interestingly, he finished from engineering, but yet really passionate about fashion. And it's an amazing fashion brand today, an amazing fashion brand, leading fashion brand. Those of you who are used to the Abuja airport, you'll find that you'll find his store there. He has a store in the airport. He has stores around Abuja, stores around Lagos, and various parts of Nigeria there. There are also a number of Covenant University graduates too who also have fashion brands like Ugo Monye and the rest of them. So just find out what your heart and passion is and see how you can figure that out. Okay, now, would you like to become an entrepreneur? Would you actually like to be an entrepreneur? If so, please do, because it will really, really help solve a number of things that you do. Of course, you might not be able to master and learn all that in one class, but of course, we can accelerate that. And you also can accelerate that by spending the time to actually do that. So if you do become one, you will be creating prosperity for yourself and for other people. If you start something and become successful, and through that process, you are blessed, you'll be able to help a lot of people. More so, there are people that you should be thankful to God that you should be able to help. It's not good to be in the position where you desire to help someone or send someone to school and you can't do that. I personally hate to be in that position. So put yourself in a position where you can be of help to many people. Now, in order to pursue your dream, I'm recommending this book to you. It's a book that I wrote from my experience as an entrepreneur and as someone who has been teaching entrepreneurship for over 10 years. And I've mentored a couple of persons who have started great companies, some of which I shared with you up there. And we'll be using this book for this class. And so it's called Becoming a High-Growth Entrepreneur, How to Start Rich. So the book is ready, but you can pre-order it from now. You can pre-order through this link, okay? So you can get more on this. I think something is echoing there. Let me try to fix that, please. Okay, I can see. Okay, so you can get more on this by following the link you can see on the screen, okay? I think you should just note that because I'm going to move to the next slide now. So you can just write it down, https://bit.ly. Maybe it can be in, Dami, maybe you can put it in the chat section for them so that they can just copy it out. You can just put that in the chat section for them, okay? So learn how to find yourself and build your guts to start a startup. So the journey to becoming a successful entrepreneur starts with finding yourself first. You have to find yourself. You will build the best of companies that are in line with your person. That's why you must first find yourself. And that's why chapter 1 of that book is on finding yourself. And then thankfully, CDS has restructured the curriculum now. And so from 100 level, alpha semester, one of the first things that we'll be focusing on is finding yourself as an entrepreneur so that you can build an empire around yourself. For instance, can you imagine the chancellor of this university playing football or running a football empire? You know, that's not in line with this person, right? He has built an empire around his personality. He knows himself. Some of you know Jay-Z, the rap star, a business guy who's also a billionaire. He has built an empire around his passion because he has found himself. Bill Gates' passion is technology. He has built an empire around his passion. So you have to find yourself. That's the beginning part. Chapter 1 of this book will help you do that. Next, you need to build the way of thinking of the entrepreneur, which is the entrepreneur mindset. You need to build your entrepreneurial muscles. You need to know how to create a venture. Take advantage of CDS. Take advantage of people in Startup Lab while you're in school. Like I said, if all you're building in Covenant University is just technical skills, you'll be cheating yourself. You need to grab as much as you can grab and let it be that your being in Covenant University is really worthwhile. All right, learn how to lead teams and build teams. Like I said, one is too small in number to achieve anything meaningful. So master the art of innovating and adventuring. All right, that would really be good for you. Okay. Also, as you learn, take action. I will encourage you to be a part of a lot of things. By the time you get to 300 level, you'll be involved in the EDS practical, okay? I know that a number of innovation is taking place right now on that. So, but take advantage of every opportunity to practice the things that you've learned, whether from the book, from the EDS class, from the other things you'll be doing in school, and from your personal studies, okay? You can also join the EduStart online community also to see what you can learn, connect with mentors. For instance, I'll be taking a session, myself and the founder of Wilson Lemonade, Sheya Balaji, a Stanford graduate, Stanford University graduate. He graduated in 2006, I think, from Stanford, lived all his life in the US, came to Nigeria, started a company called Wilson Lemonade. Some of you know it, that's the Wilson juice drink. So I'll be having an online session with him. I think they'll send the link to you on how you can be a part of it and also learn a lot from the process. Learn new skills and start a company. All right. So thank you. I'm glad that we're done with this. So you can follow me on social media. That's my name, Steve Nolatobi, on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube. So you can check me up on there. So let's go to the Q&A section and let's see what's there. I'll dig this up. I believe Dami has helped me to put the, let's see. Dami, can I me to put this link up for them? That's https //bit.ly/order EduStart. Let me go to the Q&A section. So let me go through your questions. Just a second. Okay, I just put the link now for you guys. I just put the link now for you guys on the chat section. Someone is asking attendance. This is technology, so somehow your attendance is already taken, okay? Hello, okay, hello too. Excuse me, how is attendance going to be taken? This is tech, so attendance is taken. Sir, someone said the link isn't working. Okay, which link? Is it the YouTube link? I hope we didn't lose anybody. Damn, I think you should help check that. You can see by confirming the views on YouTube, the same link that was shared. Please confirm that. So that's address. I think I'm going to skip all these questions around attendance. By the way, I hope you guys didn't attend this class because of attendance, because I think what you will do with your lives, for me, is much more valuable than just attendance. Because you can attend the class and just be there because of attendance and not do much you did. Our dream at CDS is to see how you can become the best you can be. That's why the center exists. Start your own company. We want you to actually start from school. Your success story is our desire. Okay. How will you, okay, so I'm seeing a question there. Are you an entrepreneur? Yes, I am an entrepreneur. What's your approach to marketing? Okay, so someone is asking, he said, are you an entrepreneur? If yes, what's your approach to marketing? Yes, I'm an entrepreneur. So what's my approach to marketing? Okay, so there are various ways by which I market. I use technology to market. I use people to market. I use referrals to market. And the whole idea around marketing is I also use social media to market. I also outsource marketing. So there are some persons that I groomed and trained who have started social media marketing companies. And so I just outsource that to them to help out in doing that. The slides that was created, for instance, now was outsourced to someone to handle and to help out to do there. So you can outsource it if you're not experiencing it, so that you don't say because you don't have an experience in marketing, you don't start it. But you also need that habit. And I know one thing that scares people is fear. It's the fear of failure and the fear of rejection. Not everybody likes to hear no. So you have to learn how to hear plenty of no's. You will hear lots of that if you really want to be aggressive and you want to become the best you can be. So someone the courage to ask. The worst that will happen is no or get out. That's the worst that can happen. So please go ahead and make that happen. Now, another thing that will come to your mind is the fear of failure. You'll be asking yourself, now that I've made this thing, if I make this thing, what if it doesn't work? Why don't you ask what if it works? The worst that will happen is it won't work, right? but try it. What if it works? Yeah, ask what if it doesn't work. Question, what if it works? So do something. Fear usually is the limiting factor. So you can overcome that. Okay. For the person who asked this question, your name is Jacob Dominic. You can reach me on stephen.ulubatobi@covenantuniversity.edu.ng. Damn, please, you can help me put that up so that I can know exactly what your issue is and I can answer you directly. Okay. You can also reach me. You can follow the social media link handles that I shared. Okay. You can also check that. Let me just take you to that slide. Yeah, so you can just check me around there. I am on Twitter. I think I check more about messages on Twitter than Facebook. If you send me a message on Facebook, I've not been in Facebook in a while. So I think it's better I send me a message on Twitter rather than on Facebook. How will you finance your startup? Okay, that's not for this class, but I'll just give you like a brief on that. CDS, looking at CDS curriculum, there is I don't know which level, but there is on the curriculum there is a teaching on that, on how you're going to finance your startup. So how best you finance your startups? You can finance your startup with your savings. You can finance your startups with your friends and family's resources if they believe in it. If they believe in what you're doing, they will ask you, what are you doing? If they're interested, they will give you money to do it. I mean, I've seen this happen even among some of our students. Okay. The question is, when they put money and give you money, what is in it for them? Is it equity? Or is it that you want to pay them back with interest? What is the need for them? Of course, some family and friends, if you give their money, they can forfeit the money. But there are high levels of funding that they won't forfeit the money. They have to get something in return. For instance, if you try to get money from a bank, which I don't recommend, they want it returned with interest rates. I usually recommend build something exceptional, build the future, and get an investor to invest in it. So an investor does not ask you to pay back. What an investor is asking is for equity. So you can invest 50,000 US dollars for 25% equity or shares. Equity means shares in the company. That's the model that we adopt at Hebron Startup Lab. Okay, so we've seen that quite a lot. Okay, so invest in, build something that the investor will be interested in. And I'll encourage you guys to be part of the 2020 Innovation Challenge. If you go to the Covenant University website, you'll find the banner there, 2020 Innovation Challenge. You find the link there, click it, read the brochure, and so you can be part of it. The top 5 will be given 5 million naira each to build something innovative that should lead and become a company. Okay, so see how you can be a part of that. So another way you can get funding is through being part of hackathons, innovation challenges that reward with money to build things. Okay, that's another way. A sustainable way also is building something that is remarkable and getting an investor to invest in it. And if you're like some of our startups at Hebron Startup Lab, we do something like bootstrapping. So bootstrapping is using customers' money to build your company. So say, for instance, one of the companies is called iElect. iElect is an election-based platform online. We're able to get a contract from the Covenant University Alumni Association, and they used that platform. It's an online platform using blockchain technology, and they used it to build for the elections of putting the new ESCOs. That's the present ESCOs now in the alumni. They were elected using that iElect platform online. And so the alumni paid them some money, some very good money for it. So that money now is enough funding for them to incorporate, for them to build the 2.0 version of the company. So you can use customers' money. If you're the kind that you build apps and softwares, or you don't build apps and softwares, you have an idea and you have friends that can become co-founders. You guys can work together as a team and learn how to work as a team. It's selfish to think that you can do everything alone. Absolutely selfish. That you want to own everything is selfish. It's I think it makes better sense to own 20% of $1 million company than to own 100% of 100,000 naira company. What is 100,000 naira 100% compared to 20% of $1 million company? 20% of $1 million companies is valued at 200,000 US dollars. 100% of 100,000 naira company is just 100,000 naira. Collaborate with people, build an amazing product. A company does not just need the initiating person who has the idea. Somebody knows how to execute, can build softwares, can build apps, can make things happen. Okay, so you collaborate to win. That's how you win in the world. Okay, and that's why it is also referred to as entrepreneurial skills. All right. So, okay, I think I've answered around finance. How exactly can you find yourself? That's actually a tough question. Get the book and study chapter 1. There's a tool there called the Smart PC, right? You'll be able to figure out yourself. You need to find yourself and also make yourself accountable. Maybe you can also chat me up privately and see how we can take that further. All right. So Godfrey is asking, sir, JC is a musician who made billions of art and wine. What correlation should we make here? Same principles, Kanye West, a recent billionaire, made his billions from land and licensing his name. Yeah, of course. I just mentioned that now. I said that the best businesses are built around your personality. Now, okay, let me use Jay-Z as an example. So Jay-Z started with singing, rapping, made money from rapping. He didn't follow the pathway of the other musicians who just take their money and waste their money. He used his entrepreneurial mind to invest in his own areas of passion. And he started investing, first of all, in what lines up with his person and his passion by having a record company, which also helped to produce songs for some other artists as well, some of which maybe some of you know. And as they made more money from that process, he started to invest in other things, in real estate, in technologies, in apps, in services. That is how empires are built. Okay. It's just like I'm the chancellor of this university, Dr. David Oyedepo, started first of all with the ministry, the church. Then he started to invest in other aspects. Then he started to invest in education. Then he started to invest in other things around education, like you have the cafeterias. Cafeteria 1 is making money. Cafeteria 2 is making money. Covenant Bread is making money. Ibrahim Water is making money. Empires are built in phases, okay? But the question is, how do you start? You start with what you have from where you are. And what you have from where you are is your talent. Like Jay-Z used to sing, make money from it. But you'd be foolish to take that money and just spend it and waste it. What will you do with the money? Invest it in something close to your passion. Because your money will make sense when you invest it in what you know. Never ever invest in an industry you don't have an idea about. You will lose money. Some of you who have done that, maybe you understand what I'm saying. Okay? Use your money wisely. Please send the link to the chat. I don't know which link you're referring to, but maybe it's the bit.ly stuff. So, but please check through it. bit.ly/ORDEREDUSTART. Okay, please check the, let me see if I can also copy and paste it there so I'll know I've attended to you. Just a second. Damn, if you're there, maybe you can also help me to do that. Okay, I think I've seen it. So I'm sending it again, okay? So it's blah, 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 blah. There to start. So that's it. I just sent it again. So I can go ahead with my question. Okay. What are the advantages of going to Hebron Startup Lab? Oh, lots of advantages. Okay. I'm privileged to be the curator of Hebron Startup Lab, Covenant University. Lots of things there. The whole idea around Hebron Startup Lab is to help you, whether student or faculty, take your ideas from concept to product to market. I mentioned this one of the startups here at Hebron Startup Lab. There was no Hebron Startup Lab when I was mentoring the students who have gone on to start great companies in 2012, 2013, the very campus, Grapple Lines. Now we have PiggyVest, we have Corapi. No Hebron Startup Lab then. So having Hebron Startup Lab now kind of like scales a number of things. So through Hebron Startup Lab, you at least have a workspace to work with. You have access to entrepreneurial mentors who can advise and guide you on strategy and a number of things. You have access to our network, so we link up with opportunities that can help you get funding if you've built something really remarkable and interesting that the investor is interested in, right? We expose you to insights that will help you scale what you're doing. A number of things, okay, that you can do. If you want to find out more, you can send us an email to startup@covenantuniversity.edu.ng, okay? What else is here? So what if you find it very hard to get ideas to start a business? So maybe, and that's why you must find yourself. Some of you You may not be conceptualizers. That is, maybe you don't generate ideas. Maybe what you do is you execute. You know how to get things done. So we have conceptualizers and we have executors. So meaning you're the kind of guy that you need a co-founder who is the idea guy. And that idea guy needs the kind of co-founder that he makes things happen. The guy can nail things and make things happen. Two of you coming together can form a great and amazing team. I've said it. One is too small in the number to achieve anything meaningful. You need to work in collaboration, right? How do I gain life skills? Well, start by learning, read and know about it. One. Two, connect with people who are already expressing life skills, who are already successful at it. So if you think of even successful people, you'll notice that they're exercising lots of life skills, lots of them, right? Who are your mentors? What do they do? So look at all the life skills I've mentioned and identify a mentor or mentors who are already doing that and begin to learn from them. Three, have friends that are already where you want to be, who are already exercising the life skills you already have. They have the ability to communicate with people. They can connect quickly with people. I also learned that way. For instance, I hated reading, I hated learning. But there was one guy who were in the same class, 2003. Myself and Chidana were in the same class. I studied economics in Covenant University. And I hated reading badly. I hated reading badly. But the way I was able to build that skill was because I surrounded myself with friends who were aggressive learners. So Chudidaniel was one of them. Chudidaniel entered Covenant University with Cambridge A levels, not JAM. I came in with JAM. In fact, after doing a series of JAMs, then I got into Covenant University with JAM. But Chudi came in with, man, I was literally pursuing this guy. So I made myself accountable to him and said, Chudi, I see you like to learn and to read. I also want to have that habit because I acknowledge that as at that time, I didn't have it. So I told him, anytime you are going to study, call me. Whatever I'm doing, I leave and I follow you. If I don't respond to you, I authorize you to slap me. And since I don't want to be slapped and I hate to be embarrassed, I just follow. So I'm sleeping. It says, Steven, it's time. I follow. Now, Chudidaniel will be reading as if he's eating jollof rice, so excited. And I'm just looking at it, but I'm not seeing it. That was then because I was not used to reading then. Before I knew it, I was already becoming, this Bible scripture is really correct that be not deceived. Evil communication corrupts good manners, and he that walks in the wise shall be wise. Unconsciously, I just found out that I was already becoming what I desired to be because I was following somebody who was doing it. So that simple step of following and learning. By the way, I was older than Trudy in age, but I needed something from him. So I needed to work with the wise to be wise. And that really helps. He works in GT Bank now. We're very close pals. You want to learn more, I can recommend a few things to you. And if you check a number of the Chancellor's books, there are a couple of them that are on life skills. Okay. I can also share a few things with you. I think you can chat me up privately. Follow me on Twitter, send me a message. You can do things. Okay. What do you think I can improve my life skills? I'm not sure I'm getting this question. What do you think I can improve my life skills? Okay, if you are this person, because it's here as anonymous attendee, if you are this person, just reach out to me privately so I can understand what you're saying. So which would you say, I don't know how we're doing on time. Dami, please notify me. This is 11:15. Please notify me. I think we should wrap this up by 11:30. So would you say it's more important for a startup, a marketing firm, or a PR firm? What's the question here? So which would you say is more important for a startup? Oh, okay. I'm getting the question now. So which would you say is more important for a startup, a marketing firm or a PR firm? If I'm getting your question well, are you saying that this is Godfrey Okafor? Are you saying that whether a startup company should start as a marketing firm or a PR firm, or you're talking of a startup engaging the services of a marketing firm? I'm not sure I'm getting you well. But whatever the question is, as a startup, you must pay attention to marketing. PR too is good, very good. Okay, from the name, public relations, you have to relate with the public. You're not building your product for you to use. You don't make money for only you using it. The more people use it, the more useful it is. But particularly for tech companies. So if you build something remarkable, and you can get 1,000,000 people to use it. And each of the 1,000,000 people using it, if you can get 80% of them to pay you just $1 each, just $1, that is 800,000 persons times $1, that's $800,000. You build something and you can have 10,000,000 people to use it, and you can get 5,000,000 of them to pay you just $1 each for it. That's $5,000,000. Meaning, you have to, marketing is get the word out, get as many people to know about it, get as many people to use it, get as many people to pay for it. But of course, it's not all about money. It's also more about impact, because sometimes there's a tendency to allow money be cloud impact. All right, so pursue both. The essence of the money is to ensure the sustainability, you're able to pay salaries and you're able to build the future. That's the essence of the money. And building the future means that you have to make impact. So impact is very key. Put those two in mind: making the money, making the impact, and make lots of both. Nothing is wrong in making lots of both. Make lots of both. Excuse me, sir, how do you manage your time in order to mix the startups and your schoolwork? Very good question. I like this question. So it's called time management, right? It's still the same 24 hours. And it also depends on you, and it also depends on your mindset. This is answering you requires a deeper, I might need to engage you. So first of all, it's more of like a mindset. And mindset here is this. And I discovered that even from my undergraduate days. I learned how to get a lot more done in less time. So I now, during my undergraduate, from my 300 level, because I was able to crack this code in my 300 level, I was able to focus on getting a lot more done in less time. So I used 20% of my time to do schoolwork, and I use the others to build my future. So you have to learn how to, and while I'm in class, I'm listening as much as possible so that it will reduce my reading time. Anything I'm not clear about, I ask the teacher immediately, because I'm trying to save the time that I have to go and read. I need to understand it. So if I'm reading, I don't need to use much time. I seek to know it, I understand it, I'm done with that, and I focus on building my future. So I can have time to build my life skills and my entrepreneurial skills. So that, and the essence is to have adequate time to build something. Another thing I did was to steal a lot of time from my sleep. So I used to sleep like a long time before, but when I heard the chancellor say something like, he that sleeps 8 hours in a day, in 3 years, he has slept 1 year. And I calculated it truly. You have 24 hours in a day. 8 hours is 1/3 of 24 hours. In 3 years, I've slept 1 year. Man, I said, never, not me. Not me. So that single insight motivated me to cut on my sleep. So my sleep is within the range of 4 and 5 hours, because I needed more time to build the future. I won't give my future an excuse that because I wanted to sleep, I didn't build it. So it also depends on your personal philosophy. What exactly do you want to do with life, and how do you see yourself in 5 years' time from now? Very, very crucial. Okay. I don't know if I answered your question, but if you are not still clear, please try to reach out to me. What else is here? Sir, what is the best way to get back answers when you're making a market research? Well, thank God for technology now. I use Google Doc form. If you have a Gmail account, you automatically have access to Google Doc form. Make it electronic. Now you can't even move out, lockdown and all that. So, and you have followership on Twitter, on your WhatsApp groups, whatever. Create a link and I feel, please kindly fill this. What do you think about this? So you would have developed questionnaires, and it's simple to actually create a Google Doc form. Very simple, very, very simple. Okay, so create that and see how you can make lots of things done. Simple stuff. Okay. If you're not clear, please still reach me. How can you get involved in business relating to your course on a university level? How can you get involved in business related to your course on the university level? If I'm getting this question right, I guess you're saying how you can be involved in any business relating to your course, maybe on campus. I'm not sure if that's what you're saying, but if that's what you're saying, look for opportunities where you can exercise. You don't know where? Come to your startup lab. There are startups who are doing things. Find one you can tag along with, you can learn from. You don't find, start one. And we can help you start something. What if it becomes really successful? Man, we'll be so excited. You also be excited. Those who work for you will be excited. The world will be excited, right? But not everyone can be an entrepreneur, of course. If everyone is an entrepreneur, who will work for them? Of course, definitely. Not everyone can become an entrepreneur. It's not that all of you become an entrepreneur. It's not that all of you become entrepreneurs. Okay. Some of you will work for entrepreneurs. But I'm asking you to build the entrepreneurial mindset, because the best of employees are those who think like entrepreneurs. They think like they own it. They think like they run it. They take initiatives. And it's people like them that the owners of the company usually think, who can be the next CEO? Because they run their various departments or whatever they're doing as though they own it. This is why at Covenant University, they see our graduates as the most employable graduates, because of their ability to take initiatives. And so this is not to say all of you should become, because some of you really want to become professionals in various fields, and that's highly encouraged. But what we are saying is become exceptional in your field. Run it like an entrepreneur, so that by the time you stop working, you'll use that experience and build an empire around it, and you can become a consultant to those who are starting companies in that field, because you've had years of experience in being a professional in that field. Because in the end, you still need to start something and be entrepreneurial in it. I'll share with a couple of teachers that in the future, you're going to need entrepreneurs, teachers who have to think like entrepreneurs, because the whole concept of education will change exceptionally, completely. And so it has to be run entrepreneurially. So pursue your dream as a professional, or to work for that company and to learn from it, and to work for the number of years you like to work. And after some years, you can take that experience and consult for governments, consult for companies, because I've become the guru in that area. That's why you must be entrepreneurial in it, even though you're working in an existing organization. But sir, okay, I've answered this. Sir, please, how do you handle adversity and doubt? Oh, this person is sharp. Possibly you have either you started something or you're about to start and you're doubting yourself. Well, have you heard of the scripture that the just shall live by faith? Man, it's all by faith. It's all risk. That's why I said, instead of asking yourself the question, what if it doesn't work? Why don't you ask the question differently? Ask yourself, what if it works? Another question that I used to use to help myself, and I'm sharing with you, answering your question now, how I handle adversity and doubt. And I'm starting with doubt now. So I ask myself, what exactly will I lose if I don't do it? What will I lose if I don't? What will I lose if I do it? So in comparing both, I found out that I lose more if I don't do it. And I gain more if I do it. Because even if it fails, I gain more than if I don't do it. I would have gained in terms of experience and knowledge and number of things and contacts and people and resources and getting to know about it. But not doing it is even more riskier. Because by the time you get into the future, would you regret that you never took a step about it? So discard self-doubt. Don't allow self-doubt control you. Go against doubt and take the steps of faith and move. And get help where you need help. Get mentors to guide you. You can get in touch with me, I can help you. Okay? Then adversity. Adversity is actually part of life. It's part of life. Somebody said that a woman came to meet her to pray that she shouldn't face adversity. And said he replied her that he's praying that she's praying that he should pray that she should die, because it's only dead people that don't face adversity. Adversity is part of it. So anytime adversity comes and we nail it down, we learn. If it nails you down, you get up again. The righteous may fall 7 times, he will surely rise again. Just make sure that you never back down. In every situation, have the mindset that you decide the outcome. If it doesn't work first time, try again. See the failure as lessons. Thomas Edison, one of the greatest guys of all times, the founder of General Electric, a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate company, founded the light bulb. And we're told that it was at the 10,000th time that he got it right. So adversity is actually part of life. Embrace it and conquer it. When it comes, let it be scared of you, not you scared of it. At least let life know that anytime adversity comes, you approach it differently. You nail it. You go head on. You go head on first. Not you back out. No, you never back out. That's a very bad habit. It's for weaklings and mediocres. You are not one of them. Hello, what if you don't know what to do? You have tried to think of a problem to solve, but you just can't come up with one. Well, there's no problem. Tag along with somebody who knows how to do that. Like I answered a similar question before. But at the same time, also explore yourself. And I advise you to read the chapter 1 of this book as soon as it's out, or you can pre-order it now. I advise you to read chapter 1 of it. And there you will find out there is something that hurts you that you want to see solved. One of the ways by which we can find ourselves, one of the questions or tips is to find out what you are, what hurts you. There are some women, they just don't like to see women abused, so they start Women Foundation. What hurts you? So try to pay attention to yourself. You also learn that through the process. If you are not clear, please also get in touch with me. Excuse me, sir, to what degree does my level of education contribute to my success in business and of choice? Well, it depends on what you're studying. But like I said, don't just focus on what you're learning in class. The walls of the classroom is too small to make you, too small. It's only providing your technical skills. And I told you that there are 3 skills: technical skills, life skills, and entrepreneurial skills. You must master all 3. And life skills and entrepreneurial skills are very, very vital and crucial. Excuse me, sir, to what degree does my, okay, I've answered this. Wow, these questions are much. You people just want to ask me questions today. When dealing with banks, would you recommend applying for grants, or would you crowdfund, or would crowdfunding be a better source of getting money? Well, banks don't give grants, they give loans, except the bank is doing like a challenge or a program or a competition where they want to give prize money. Then that's a grant, because a grant is not a loan. A grant is like a gift, like prize money, right? That's what a grant is. And that's why I say take advantage of the Covenant University Innovation Challenge. If you go to the Covenant University website, you find a link there. So you can use that. If you win, it's only 5 persons that will be given 5 million each to build according to what the expectations are. Okay. You also said something around crowdfunding. Okay, I think your question basically is so remove banks from banks don't even do crowdfunding. They don't do crowdfunding, so banks are out of it. Okay. But if you want to build something really interesting, you can also crowdfund it. If it's interesting, people will. Crowdfunding basically is getting the crowds to put money for it. Edustat is also trying to do that. That is to help entrepreneurs who have really interesting things to gather resources around to help them build something. One platform that is existing now that does that, but is US based, is what is it? There's GoFundMe. There is Indiegogo. There's one also a popular one. I'm not sure I can remember it now. But you can Google all and just go and just Google crowdfunding to bring out a number of things. Okay, yeah, I remembered it now. Kickstarters. Kickstarters is a crowdfunding platform. So you can explore Kickstarters, you can explore Indiegogo. If you have something really remarkable, then you can get the crowd to fund it there. Did you experience failures? Yes. If so, what did you learn from them? Oh, okay. So my first company was actually a publishing company. The first failure I encountered, first of all, was around people. So and that is why I like to teach from experience. So I thought that I could do everything alone. I just wanted to control everything alone. I felt that I would be managing and saving money if I did everything alone, forgetting that everything that will be done in time. And I just have 24 hours. So the more persons that are allowed to be a part of it, the more the time available, the more things can be done. Another thing that I learned in the process was that I thought that everything around starting a company was around producing, that is production angle. And I was not paying attention to the other side of the coin, which is the marketing and the selling. And so I had products that were not selling. So all my money tied up in money form. So I learned that when you're building, don't just put production in perspective. Put the user in perspective. That is the market in perspective. I also learned that before you develop a product, seek to understand the user, a typical user, because in the end, they're the ones holding your money. If they like it, they pay for it. Okay, so I also learned that out. I also figured out that technology helped me scale a number of things. I didn't embrace technology from the beginning. So these are some of the things that I learned from the whole failures that I have. And on investing, lots of time. I have lost lots of money in the process of trying to learn, failing in starting something. For instance, I put some money in a venture. My wife and I, we actually invested in that venture. We lost virtually everything in that venture. And the lesson I learned from that is this, and that has informed my present investment thesis, that before I invest, I investigate. And I'm investigating three things basically. One, I'm investigating not just the returns, I'm investigating the risk. I'm also investigating who are those driving the whole process before I put in money inside. Okay. So these are some of the few things that I have learned there. Covenant University bandwidth is really not stable, and with the absence of mobile connection, it is almost impossible to run a business that is tech-based. What do you suggest for going around this? Oh, go to where the internet is. There are startups in April Startup Lab who don't have that issue. There's Wi-Fi in April Startup Lab. So come to April Startup Lab and join the community. There's a process for doing that. You can send an email to startup@covenantuniversity.edu.ng. At CDS too, there's also Wi-Fi. I know that CDS also permits students to use the Wi-Fi around. So be in touch. Just be in touch with places. Don't suffer in silence. Be in touch. Okay. So why isn't the book free for CU students? Well, it's not that the book can't be free for CU students. Let me just give you the whole idea around the book. So the whole idea of the book is to source funds for the EduStar Global Foundation, because it's a book that we can just say, take, because it's in electronic form. It's even in an app form. Now, the mission of EduStart is to cultivate high growth entrepreneurs. And if you listen to what I've been sharing so far, and maybe you can go to EduStart Global so you can explore part of the mission of what EduStart is. That's why the book is branded EduStart Rich, because it's all for EduStart. I'm privileged to be the author of the book. I was one who wrote the book. And the idea is to find a means for funding the process of the EduStart Global Foundation and its mission. We don't want to beg, we don't want to borrow, and we want it to be able to sustain itself so that we can help a lot of people as want to help. And so the book is a way of sourcing and building revenue for it. Okay. So if I own an online store, how can I make awareness to people, especially during this period? Oh, yes. In fact, there's a lot of opportunities for that now. And I want to encourage you. E-commerce is a huge opportunity right now. Huge opportunity right now, because COVID-19 has I don't think it's going to leave the world the same way it is. I don't think so. I don't think so. I was sharing with some of my proteges yesterday that two of the companies that have impressed me so much, which is what is informing me to see how I'm going to direct and help startups like Startup Lab, is to help them focus on building the future. So Zoom is an example. We're using Zoom, for instance, now. From March, Zoom has gone like this on the charts. In terms of users, from 2 million users to 300 million users. In terms of revenue, like this, they're up there on the charts. Okay. Amazon, which is online based, they have they're making more money now per second than before. 3 weeks ago, they were going to hire 75,000 more people because they couldn't meet up with the demands. People are locked down in their homes. They can't go to Walmart. They can't go to Target. So Walmart is just the way. I mean, Amazon is just the way with their shop. So Amazon is making money every day, every second. In fact, one report says they're making 11,000 US dollars for every second that takes. So online, yes, get people to know it. You can do Google ads, you can do Facebook ads, and you can use, more importantly, word of mouth and referral systems. Build a community also. You have a community of fellow friends and students. Do you have a product that they all need? Yes. Let them know about it. Then when people let know and they like it and they value it, and you're actually meeting their needs because it has to meet their needs. Okay. What do you consider people who invest in the stock market as entrepreneurs? Okay, do I consider people? Well, it depends of at what level. So if you don't have a dream to pursue, you can as well invest your money in an existing dream. Okay, so you are supporting an entrepreneur. In that case, you're an investor basically. It might not be at a large scale, but you're still an investor because you're investing in that. That's directly. But through the stock market, you're a shareholder. As the company performs, your money also performs. It means you're also a part owner in the company. Okay. But what makes you an entrepreneur is when you run it the Warren Buffett way, meaning you build a company around it to manage the whole process. So you can check Berkshire Hathaway, that's the company owned by Warren Buffett. So you can see the system with which he manages that. So using that model makes you an entrepreneur. This is really much. I think I may have to. Dami, I don't know how I'm doing on time, but I know we've exceeded time. Do we still continue? Dami, are you there? Okay, so let me just try to answer a few more questions before we. So how do I monetize my talents? It's work. But it can be done. One, it depends on what your talents are. You know what? Read chapter 1 of that book. It will help you. It will help you. But of course, you can. You can. The idea is start from where you are, what you have. And amazingly, God has given us at least something, at least a talent to start with. So yes, you can. Who needs it? Who wants it? And how can you put it in a product form? And how can you sell it? So I don't know what the talent is. Maybe by the time we engage more one-on-one, we can know how best to fix that. So how is attendance taken? I think I've answered that. I can't say, wow, you mean you've not heard what we've been saying? Okay, maybe you should get the YouTube link and you can watch afterwards, okay? And for those who missed the class, they can always still go back to YouTube to watch it. What do you think I can do to improve my life skills? I think I've answered this already. So last semester, I wanted to join a work study program, but didn't know how to go about it. My question is, can you enlighten me about this program? Okay, I don't know too much about it, but what I know about it is it's a platform that Covenant University has put in place to help students work while they study. So you're supposed to put in, I think about maybe 8 to 10 hours a week, and you get paid for it. I don't know specifically how much, but it's a program that pays students for it. So I think you should find a place where you can build experience, where you like to build skills on, find a department around there and you can be part of it. To find out more, send an email to dsa@ covenantuniversity.edu.ag. Okay, DS will be happy to answer you. Does one have to have an interest in business to become an entrepreneur? Well, at least you should be interested in what you're doing. You put your money where your mouth is, right? You should be interested in what you're doing. If you're not interested in it, so you can invest in what you're interested in. But if it's something that's making money, it's still a form of business. It's still a form of business. Someone who has a studio, for instance, and the studio is making money, is actually a form of business. So it depends on what it is. But if you can get everything to line up with who you are, with your talents, I think that's just good. You're like a fish in the water, like you're just in the right place. That's what the chancellor is doing. It's like a fish in the water. He loves what he's doing. He loves to preach. He has built everything around his personality. JC also in the same shoes. So if you can do something that aligns with your talent, with your personalities, and it's a business, you're like a fish in the water. How can you start up a large-scale business in university level? Well, I think we should start small. Despite not the days of little beginning. But yes, you can. Yes, you can. So one of our startups at Hebron Startup Lab is maybe some of you know him because he also had to set up a store this last semester in front of is it Dockers Hall? So it's computer-based. He helps students to service systems and all that. And he submits his reports to us. So as a startup of Covenant University, you're supposed to submit your reports. We want to know how you're doing to ensure that you're actually succeeding and making progress. Just he has made over $500,000 this session alone from it. Okay, so you can start something from school, no matter how small, and start building from there. Get Us is the name. He also started a food line with it. Please consider this scenario undiluted. I don't know what that means. Sir, does being engaged in Forex trading fall under being an entrepreneur? Well, I don't consider that entrepreneurship. I consider it gambling because you are not sure. Gambling is based on luck. So it might work, it might not work. You are only betting on the fact that the market will do well. So if the market if it goes down, if the price goes down, you want to buy with the hope and bet that it will come, it will rise up. So when it rises, you sell. Okay, I've also done that before. I've also done it with cryptocurrency. So I just decided to take a decision to focus on something that is much more valuable in my own perspective. But if you have the time and the commitment to sit down and monitor the market, and you understand how economies work, meaning you can predict that if it comes down, you are looking forward to the fact that it will still come up. Then why not? Some people are good at that. So if you're good at that and you build an empire around it, cool. Facing a clear future in having a startup or facing a bleak and almost not useful one in doing your course in college. I don't know what that means. I don't know what you're saying. What if you have a business idea, but everyone around you criticizes that idea? How do you go about it? All right, I like this. You're not living for other people. When Steve Jobs came up with the idea of the iPad, they criticized him. When they came up with the idea of the iMac, they criticized him. If you're going to do something really great and remarkable, not everybody's going to love it because they've not seen it before. It was Henry Ford who said that if he had asked people on what to build, they would have told him to make a faster horse, but he made a car. So don't live your life. My number 2 rule of success is never ever live your life based on what people think about what you're going to do. If you live a life based on that, you'll never do anything. So forget about the opinions of men. Just be sure that this is what God wants you to do and be clear about it because He wants us all to succeed. And so if you find that it's always coming to you, those are signals. Do something about it. Build an experience about it. Find out somebody who has done something similar, who can be a mentor, who can guide you if you find. Okay. How can you find an industrial expert to join your startup? Oh, okay. This person must have read the innovation challenge stuff. Okay. Depending on what you're doing, you can ask me. Maybe I can link you up with somebody who understands what you're doing. But of course, leverage on networks, leverage on your parents' networks, leverage on your uncle's networks, leverage on your friends' networks, leverage on your friends' dad's networks. Okay. Leverage your networks. I think there's a course around networking at CDS. Someone is asking, do you have any startup that has failed? Oh yes. Please tell us what you learned from it. Okay, someone has asked me about what I've learned from. I think I've shared that in a bit. Maybe I'll write an article on that and share with you guys. How will I know my calling in entrepreneurship? Wow, you have to find yourself. What if you have an idea, but you don't know how? I think I've answered this before. Okay, so Abiodun is asking, how can I be a good leader? Wow. Okay. To be a good leader, you have to first of all be a good follower of a good leader, so you can learn from that leader. Look at the way Jesus raised leaders of the disciples. They were first of all his followers, and they learned and observed how he did. So, who is your mentor? Who is the leader that you like to be like? Who is close by that you can meet? Who is the one that is far away that has written a book that you need to learn from his book or something? You can even watch their videos on YouTube and do a number of things. Yeah. But just remember Proverbs 13:20, he that walks with the wise shall be wise. You can be a good leader. And as you learn, see how you can help other people. But first of all, start with leading the number 1 person in your life, which is you. The best leaders are the ones who have mastered how to lead themselves. Because you'll be able to lead others effectively if you can lead yourself. So you tell yourself to do something, I will write that book, I will build that business, I will start something, and you actually do it. That makes you a good leader, and then you're able to inspire others to follow. That's exemplary leadership. How do you know when you have the right idea? Well, it's called idea validation. It's one of the things we do at Hebron Startup Lab. So we can help you on that. Maybe you can engage me privately, see how we can help. Okay, I'm seeing some repetitions here. Entrepreneurship is not for everyone. No, it's not for everyone, but it's a way of thinking. So embrace the way of thinking. Okay. So please, do I get the book on book? What's this? I didn't see this one. So please, how do I get the book on becoming high growth entrepreneur? So you get it directly. We're going to reach out to you on that for everyone who's going to sign up on it. That's why we're getting the data of everyone who is going to get it. Okay. So you definitely get it. And my email, please have my email. I've shared that with you. Stephen.oluwatobi@covenantuniversity.edu.ng. All right, I think we have to end it now. We're almost going 2 hours for the class. Thank you very much. To everyone. Someone is asking here, sir, will we be resuming anytime soon? The school actually wants you to resume. In fact, very soon you will see a message from the management, from your lecturers and everyone, on how everyone has missed you. You need to see how dry the whole of residence is, how dry the roads are kind of dry. Everybody's missing you guys. But we're also trying to fulfill the and obey the laws of the land, like the Bible has said. We are not supposed to allow students to come around yet, maybe just to ensure that each person is safe and sound, and there's no opportunity for any coronavirus to spread. Okay, so we expect you to also stay safe. And that's why we're using technologies like this to interface to see how we can ensure that you guys are making progress while still at home. Okay, and that's why we're having our classes through this medium. All right. So thank you for the class. At this point, I can see the director of CDS here, and I believe she will have something to tell you guys. Dr. Loko, are you there?
I'm here.
Oh, awesome. Perfect. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the class. So, welcome to Director CDS as she addresses you guys before we close the class. So, Dr. Loko.
Oh, thank you very much, my brother, Dr. Stephen Oluwatobi. It's been a very interesting class, and I know the students are excited to hear from you after a while. Hello, kings and queens online. I know I've been following all the questions, and I know that many of you, but one thing I want to say now is that this is the best time to start anything you want to start. This is the best time to start anything you want to start. The lockdown is an opportunity, a blessing in disguise. I can say that for myself because I know I've done 1 or 2 things, even while this lockdown is on. I've been able to float another business. So if you want to start anything, you have that great idea to start, this is the best time to start. Thank God for the technology platform that we have. And then you know that now the best place to be is to go digital. So I just want to encourage us to start that thing, because I learned the last question that Dr. Stephen answered is about when school will be resuming. You know, we are to go by the law of the land, even though we really, really want you guys to come back to school. We miss you, queens and kings of Hebron. But then we are bound by the laws. We have to go by the regulations. But while all that is going on, while you are there at home, those ideas that you have, why don't you just start something on it? And then when you come back to school, you want to share, or even before we resume, you can start sharing why these classes are ongoing. The Hebron startup is digital. Dr. Oluwatobi, am I speaking your mind? They don't have to be on campus.
You are.
Yes, they don't have to be on campus to really do things with the lab. So if you have those ideas and you want some incubation to be done, you want some expert advice, you can go digital while all that will be done, even though you are not on campus. So I just want to say, stay safe, and this is the best time to start whatever you want to do. God bless you all. Thank you. So,
All right,
Dr.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you. So, you guys should be on the alert. You get further details as to when your next class will be next week. Most likely, maybe same time. But for now, we're still combining the classes. At CJS, a meeting will still be conducted on how to operationalize how it's going to be, whether it's going to be combined like this or we're going to split it. But by all means, we want to make sure that we are ensuring that we teach you guys what you deserve and what you guys need.
Yes, on the classes, sir.
Yes,
on
sir.
the classes, there's going to be a meeting on Wednesday to really know how something will run. So information will be getting to the students once that meeting has held. We'll
Okay.
let them know the schedule and the timetable and when they need to come up. And that will be done just like we are doing for other subjects on module.
Awesome.
Be on the lookout. Yes, information
Awesome.
we get to them.
All right, so you guys be on the lookout. All right, thank you very much. I hope you learned a lot. I hope you did, and I pray you did. Thank you very much. Father, we thank you for this class. Thank you for the success. Thank you for the lessons learned. Thank you for all our students. Thank you for keeping them safe. We are deeply thankful to you, and we give you all praise in Jesus' name. I pray that this will be the best time for everyone, and I pray that you keep each one from all evil in the world, and I pray you bless everyone, including their families, and you give them joy unspeakable. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
God bless you all.
God
Bye-bye.
bless you all. Bye.